Well, your body can do incredible things on its own, but you may also have features that make you stand out even from the largest crowd. Having extremely long eyelashes, having an additional joint in your fingers, or not having any lines on your palms but one, you name it. So let's find out how unique you are. Many people can roll their tongue, so it's a pretty lame party trick. But only about 15% can twist their tongue into a clover shape. How about a tongue bouquet? Only about 3% of all people on Earth have an X shape on both of their palms. Look at yours. Maybe you're the lucky one. Some say it's a sign of a strong character, by the way. Can you cross your eyes so that they look at each other? Some people, about 6% of the world's population, can vibrate both their eyes and their sockets. Looks strange, but it's actually really quick moving of the eyes back and forth. So it depends on the strength of your eye muscles. You could train that if you wanted. Ducks, seagulls, platypuses, all these creatures have one thing in common: webbed feet. Same as about 0.5% of the people in the world. The most common occasion among these lucky guys is that the second and third of their toes have a web between them that connects them. Some rare individuals have finger joints that are so flexible they can bend both inwards and outwards. It's unknown how many people can do that, but you could check if you're one of them, of course. There's an unknown number of people who have an extra joint in one or more of their fingers. It bends like a normal one and doesn't cause any discomfort. There's a condition where the remains of a membrane that formed while a person was still inside the womb still cover part of their eye pupil. It makes the pupil look like it has a blot right in the middle with strands going in every direction, attaching to the iris. Around 2% of people have a lazy eye. It's a condition that appears before birth when the brain focuses on the development of one eye more than the other. As a result, one eye basically looks in a different direction from what it should be. There's a little muscle in your jaw that muffles the sound of your chewing typically, and it's usually relaxed. But when you flex it intentionally, you can create a roaring sound in your head. Only about 16% of people can actually do that intentionally, though. But why would you? Can you flare your nostrils at will? If so, you're in about a third of people in the world that can do that. We actually flare our nostrils unintentionally quite often, but only a few can move those nose muscles as they want. Your eyes focus and unfocus on their own all the time, but about half of the population of our planet can control them. They can relax the eye muscles, make the eyes unfocus, and look in different directions. Now, all of us can raise our eyebrows. It's one of the things our mimics allow us. But only some can move one eyebrow at a time. Also, if you can raise one eyebrow, it's usually one and the same. You're an even rarer individual if you can move either of your eyebrows at will. By the way, people who can do that can also often move their ears, either one or both. Hypermobile hands are a rare thing, as only about 5% of people have them. This condition allows them to bend their hands and fingers backward, and some of them can even grab things with the back of their hand. A less fortunate but no less rare thing is being tongue-tied. It's when your tongue is literally tied harder than usual to the bottom of your tongue. Around 5% of people have it, and it does cause some inconveniences, unfortunately. Another 5% of the human population are secretly elves. Well, maybe not exactly, but these rare individuals have pointy ears that strongly resemble elfin ones. This is caused by an extra fold at the tip of the ear, and the reason for it is still unknown. About 4% of people have a clubbed thumb. It's a thumb that's about 2/3 of the standard length and is flatter and broader at the tip. Dreams usually come in color, but about 12% of the world's population see them in black and white. Scientists believe this is related to the emergence of color television. Before it appeared, about 75% of the people saw their dreams in black and white instead. Widow's peak is a triangular shape of hair right above the middle of your forehead, and it's a rare occasion too. Only about 12% of people have it. Also, it's a genetic thing, so it usually runs in families. Amber eyes, which are a sort of a mix between yellow and brown, are a more frequent color than green or gray ones. About 5% of people have amber eyes, while green-eyed people make up 2%, and gray eyes occur in less than 1%. You might think it's not the case, but gray eyes just often get confused with blue ones, which occur in about 9% of people. If you have a dark ring around the iris of your eyes, you're one of less than a third of the world's population to have a dark limbal ring. It also becomes more prominent in people as they age, so even if you don't have one now, you'll have it later on in your life. Talon cusps happen in around 4% of people. They're small bumps on the back of the teeth that usually occur randomly and look like little nails. Not only do you have a dominant hand, but a dominant eye. Only about a third of people are left eye dominant. To check which category you belong to, stretch out your hands in front of you and make a diamond shape with them, connecting the tips of your index fingers and thumbs. Center some object in that shape and close your left eye. If the thing remains centered, you're right eye dominant, and if not, you're left eye dominant. Less than 1% of people miss a nail from birth. It's a genetic condition that literally prevents you from developing a nail entirely. Still, sometimes it's only part of a nail that's missing. A select few people, also less than 1%, have an eyeball scar. The vitreous pulls away from the retina, and it causes the pupil to sometimes lose its round shape, and a line that looks like a scar appears on the iris. Another group of people have exceptionally long eyelashes. There's a condition that can make them extra thick or curly, or have more pigment too, making your eyes much more expressive. There's a rare and usually genetic condition that literally makes your skin blue. In people who have it, hemoglobin, the protein that carries and distributes oxygen to the body, can't effectively release it into the tissues. As a result, the skin bears a bluish tint, and the lips become purple. Most of us have patterns of creases crisscrossing our palms, but about 1.5% of people have only one prominent crease, while the rest are much less visible. Less than 1% of people with light hair have a single streak of dark hair on their heads. This occurs due to increased melanin production in the area. The pigment that makes our eyes, hair, and skin lighter or darker depends on its amount in those parts. Similarly, when there's an area on your hand that got less melanin than it should have, you get a patch of white hair. It can also occur in an eyebrow or in the eyelashes of one eye. Now, have you found any rare things that you probably have? Or have you met someone whose appearance is hard to forget? Please do share in the comments. That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side. An old man stands in the bathroom peering into the mirror. His pupils are getting wider, his hair is standing on end, and his jaw drops in horror. No, he's not afraid of his reflection. He's just remembered the scariest day of his life. It's been 30 years, and he still can't look at mirrors without fear. The old man closes his eyes, the panic goes away, and the memories come. Matt and Lucy are about to spend a weekend together in the countryside. They want to take a break from the bustling city and hard work. Lucy finds a perfect place on the web. They book a cozy house right next to a lake for a modest price. They're delighted with such luck and pay 2 days in advance without looking at the lease terms. The couple get into the car. They're smiling, and Matt is pressing the gas pedal. They don't yet know what a nightmare is coming for them. Our heroes arrive at the place. The reality looks exactly like the picture on the website. It's a beautiful 2-story house right next to a lake and a forest. Everything looks great, but the owner is kind of weird. He's a tall old man with a sly grin. He gives the keys to Matt and Lucy and wishes them to have fun. Then the owner gets on the motorcycle and drives off. Matt and Lucy check the house and look around the neighborhood. Matt notices video cameras hanging on the trees. It seems the owner put them there for safety. "Hope nothing like that is in the house," Lucy jokes. In the evening, they cook dinner and watch a movie. Matt walks into the bathroom. He washes his face, and drops of water bounce to the mirror. He wipes the glass with his finger and notices something creepy. He touches his nail tip to the reflective surface, and there's no gap. Matt knows for sure if there's a small distance between the nail and its reflection, it's a real mirror. But if the finger touches the reflection when there's almost no distance, it's a fake two-way mirror. This is when you see yourself, but someone on the other side is watching you. To know for sure, Matt presses his eyes against the mirror, cupping his hands around them so the light wouldn't interfere with the view. He's trying to see something on the other side, and he notices. Matt's sure there's another space behind the mirror, and somebody's looking at him. Shocked, he removes it from the wall and discovers a small dark room. What the... A jolt surges through his body as he hears Lucy scream from the neighboring room. Matt runs to her. She looks scared and points at the window. Matt sees the house owner watching them from the forest. Matt grabs Lucy's hand and leads her to the exit. "We're leaving this place now." He presses the handle, but the door won't open. He tries to put the key in the lock, but something gets in the way. In most cases, if the key doesn't fit, you just need to grease the lock. But if the problem appears suddenly, you need to replace it. This is because someone tried to crack it to get into your house. But also, someone could insert a microphone or other device into the lock to eavesdrop on you. Matt tries to get out through the window, but it's locked from the outside. He throws a chair into the glass, but it's bulletproof. What's going on here? They look around and notice something else. On the floor, near the wall, there's dust and dirt. Check the wall if you see dust like this in a hotel or in someone else's house. This debris indicates that someone was working with a drill to install a recording device. Also, if you see an electric socket is installed unevenly, a telephone or a camera may be hidden behind it. There's a lamp hanging on the wall. Matt takes it off and sees a small microphone. This little thing in the fake double mirror. There must be cameras somewhere. Surveillance devices are often installed in the bedroom and bathroom, inside mirrors, and under the sink. Inspect all corners in these rooms, smoke detectors, and air vents. Usually, they put tiny cameras and recorders in switches, corners of shelves, and behind interior elements. The most common cliché is plush toys. If you don't want to check the room like that, you can follow Lucy's example. She switches the light off and turns on the flashlight on her phone. Any camera lens will flash in the dark if you point a beam of light at it. You will definitely notice it. Also, the front camera of your phone can detect infrared light coming from the lens. Inspect the entire room with it, and you'll see a tiny flash on the screen. Matt and Lucy find several cameras in the living room, one in the bathroom installed in the shower, and 2 in the bedroom. There's another way to find these devices. Almost all modern hidden cameras work via Wi-Fi. You can download special apps that scan the area and detect surveillance tools connected to the internet. So, if you think somebody's watching, you can just disconnect the Wi-Fi router from the outlet. Matt and Lucy do just that. Matt is about to call the police, but the phone doesn't work well for some reason. He was so keen on finding cameras that he forgot the main thing: digital security. One of the most common ways to get into your phone is Wi-Fi. Don't connect to unknown spots. When you do this, you automatically grant permission to access your device. Criminals can listen to your conversations, steal your data, and disrupt work. Also, never open unknown files and links. Matt and Lucy connected to Wi-Fi when they got inside the house. As a result, they can't make calls now. Locked in the big house, surrounded by hidden cameras, the heroes think about what to do next. Matt goes to the bathroom and walks into the small room behind the fake mirror. There's one chair and an iron door. It's locked. Meanwhile, Lucy examines the ceiling in the living room and notices an air vent. Perhaps she can go outside through it. She's sure that she will be able to crawl in there and call for help. Matt stands on a chair, removes the lid. "Hello there," the scary owner says. His head is looking at Matt right out of the vent. Lucy screams in horror. Matt falls off the chair. He stands up, takes Lucy's hand, and runs away with her to the other end of the room. The man gets out of the ventilation. Matt throws a chair at him. "Get away from us, you lunatic!" The owner doesn't understand what's happening. "You destroyed all the cameras. How do you think I can watch you?" he asks. "What the?" Matt answers in shock. "Wait a minute. You didn't read the lease terms, did you?" The owner is surprised. He put cameras and microphones inside the house, and it's written on the website. Some people like to be watched. The owner thought Matt and Lucy were one of them. He shakes his head, opens the door, and lets them go. They get in the car, check the website of this house, and the entry about it is removed. Was there really any info about surveillance? They will never know, and they will never forget this weekend. From now on, they will always read the terms of the lease. The owner of the house looks after the departing car with a smile. Yeah, sometimes it happens for real. Some people install cameras in their houses, but they must indicate this in the description. So always read the terms. It's illegal to install cameras and microphones without the knowledge of residents. Robbers can install hidden cameras not only in houses, but also in public places. So be careful at ATMs. It's common knowledge that you need to cover the button panel with your hand when you enter the PIN. But not only because strangers can see it. Criminals can put a little hidden camera directly into the ATM and thus see your PIN. Yes, cameras can get you nervous, but they also have a huge benefit. Cameras in buses, subway cars, trams, for example. They not only monitor the order and detect violators, but also watch the condition of drivers. Now, most cameras don't just record. They're equipped with artificial intelligence and various sensors. If you're driving and want to sleep, the camera will see it. The device will give a loud signal to bring you to your senses. Cameras recognize faces, which helps catch scammers, thieves, and hooligans. Such surveillance reduces the number of violations of the law. If a city camera breaks down, the program informs the special services. And the coolest thing is special sites where you can access many street cameras around the world. Just like that, you can observe what's happening on the other side of the globe from your computer.
So, you're positive that your body is all perfectly symmetrical. Surprise, surprise. Even some paired body organs still don't work equally and compete for dominance all the time. Your face, for example. You probably already know your best side. But if not, you can use special apps that will take a picture of your face and split the image into the left and the right section. Then it will mirror the images to create two separate symmetrical faces. One face will show you what you'd look like if the right side of your face were the dominant one, and the other will show the left side option. Usually, these two pictures don't look a lot like your actual face. But one of these faces reminds you a little more than the other. That's the one based on your dominant side. Some of the app developers analyzed the images and suggested that the left side of the face of most humans expresses emotions more intensively. That's why it seems more aesthetically pleasing to other people. But no worries, there are plenty of natural massage techniques and exercises to make your face look more symmetrical. For example, puckering your lips into a tight O will help balance facial muscles. Or you can open your eyes as widely as possible, stick out your tongue, and raise your eyebrows. This exercise also helps release muscle cramps from excessive talking and improper chewing. Want to make your jawline more defined and improve the tone of your vocal cords? Yogis have an exercise for that. They call it Jiva Mudra, or lion's pose. Open your mouth wide, lift your tongue, and roll it, and press it against the hard palate. Look at the tip of your nose while you're widening your mouth. Try to breathe only through your nose during this exercise. Try gradually inhaling deeper and holding the air for longer with each time. Eyes don't work in perfect symmetry either. Your brain has a preference for which one of them takes the most information. Let's find out your dominant eye right now. Keep your spine and head straight. Stick your arms out at eye level and make a triangle in the air in front of you with your hands. Focus it on an object in the distance, a clock for example. Close your left eye. If you can still see the object in the center of the triangle, your right eye is your dominant eye. If the object isn't there, your dominant eye is your left eye. If the object isn't centered, no matter what eye you close, you might have mixed ocular dominance. Was that fun? Here's another test for you. Extend your arm and form a circle with your thumb and index finger. Pick an object on a wall. Keep both eyes open and center this object inside the circle. If one eye is dominant, the object will move outside the circle. So, if for example the object seemed to move when you closed your right eye, then you have right eye dominance, and vice versa. The next test will help you quickly find out your dominant eyebrow. Stand in front of a mirror, try to lift only one eyebrow, and then try to lift the opposite eyebrow. You probably have better control over one of them. But don't worry if you don't have control over either of them. You can develop this skill if you practice in front of a mirror. As for your hands, you probably already know your dominant one. There's no country or population on this planet where left-handed people are the majority. Most people in the world, about 85 to 90%, are right-handed. That's why most tools like scissors or knives and even books are designed with right-handed customers in mind. Studies found your dominant brain side defines which ear you use for your cell phone. Among the right-handed participants of the survey, 68% claimed they held their phones to their right ear, while 25% of polled people used the left ear, and only 7% had no preference. The result was different for those who are left-handed. 72% of polled people use their left ear while talking on their cell phones. 23% used their right ear, and 5% used both ears. It's all clear with hand dominance, but did you know you also have your dominant leg or foot? This information can be useful to you if you're engaged in sports like snowboarding or dancing, or you just do stretching to sit on a front split. Usually, if one is right-handed, then one must be right leg dominant, but of course, there are exceptions. You can check which of your feet is dominant. Squeeze a pen between your right big toe and the second toe and try to write your name on a piece of paper. Or if it's too hard, just try to draw a circle. Then try the same thing with your left foot. Now compare the two pictures. One of them probably looks better than the other, so your dominant foot is the one that writes better. Around 1 lucky percent of folks have equally dominant hands and feet and can use them equally well. The name of this rare condition is ambidexterity. You can try to develop this skill by special training techniques. Your dominant nostril is the nose hole you're breathing through the most. It changes several times during the day, depending on your brain activity. You might not notice when exactly your nostrils take turns in the lead role, but you can find out the current dominant nostril with this simple test. Place your finger on the right nostril and pinch it. Then inhale and exhale slowly through your left nostril only. And now, do the same thing with your left nostril. If it's easier to breathe through your right nostril, it means that it's more active at the moment. Of course, this test should only be done when you blow your nose and you're healthy. Otherwise, mucus can distort the result. Your body flexibility can also develop asymmetrically, especially if you don't do stretching exercises regularly. Can you grasp your left hand with your right hand behind your back? And what about the opposite position, when your left hand is reaching from above and the right one from below? If you find these two tasks equally easy, congrats! You're probably a superhero. To balance the flexibility in your left and right body sides, you can quit the habit of sitting or standing in asymmetrical poses for too long. Try to sit with an even spine and feel the pleasant vibe throughout your back. Avoid leaning on your right or left elbow. Or you can do that grasping exercise regularly to stretch more. If you prefer to sleep on the side, you probably have a favorite one. Your muscle memory forces your body to return to the sleeping position that was recorded as the most repeatable. So, if you ever decide to retrain yourself to sleep on your back, get ready to spend a few nights feeling uncomfortable. But if fetal position is your thing and you don't want to get rid of it, experts recommend putting some pillows between your knees and arms to minimize tension. Now, what about your ears? Do you think they hear equally well? Well, it depends on many factors. The left and right ears process sound a little differently. The right ear responds more to speech and logic, while the left ear is more focused on emotional perception and music. Scientists believe it's because the left hemisphere of the brain processes primarily speech, while the right hemisphere processes creative and emotional signals like music and other arts. When a male hears a female voice, the auditory section of his brain gets activated. This means that female speech sounds more like music for the male brain. But when the same male brain hears a male voice, it will use the brain part responsible for speech processing. One of the explanations of this phenomenon is that the female voice is just more complex than the male voice. The vocal cords and larynx of women and men have different sizes and shapes. Also, females tend to have a greater melody in their voices, causing a more rich range of sound frequencies. If you don't have special equipment but want to check if it's true, try tracking your overall sensation in the ears and the brain while listening to music. Then, listen to some male's voice and feel the difference in sensations. Memorize or write down this difference, and then listen to some melodic female voices. Try to understand if it feels more like listening to music or speech. And finally, your heart is a dominant body organ 24/7. It's the only muscle that never gets tired. So it makes sense to always treat it gently. Here's an easy one for starters. You have 5 seconds to see who's hiding behind those lines. Hoot hoot, it's an owl. What about this one? Squint, please. Did you manage to spot the tiger? Time for the next illusion. If you're getting tired of squinting, try shaking your head. Shaking the head worked for me. It's a big, mighty bear. Can you figure out this one? It's a beautiful sea turtle. Sure you managed to spot it. Who's hiding in this one? I knew it! It's a frog! Here comes the next one. Try moving the image back and forth if you don't feel like shaking your head anymore. It worked! It's definitely a giraffe. Another one for you. There's plenty of fish in the sea, and just one in this image. Things are getting trickier and trickier. Can you handle this one? It's a zebra. Next, please. You can try another strategy for this one. Just zoom out of the image. This cat sure has some style. You can try your successful strategy on the next image. Did it work for you? If so, you definitely guessed it's a squirrel. Let's take it one level up and see if you can name all the hidden numbers. Here we go. It's 649. Did you get it right? Next illusion, please. The number hidden here is 903. I'm sure you managed to decipher it. Moving on. Do you remember the zooming out trick? Just saying. Now you can easily tell it's 006. What about this one? Did you guess it's 488? And another one. It's 226. Bingo! And now, the king of them all. A 4-digit number to rock your mind. Only 5% of people can tell it's 1240. Here's a new test for your eyes. Can you find who's hiding here? This time, you don't have to squint. It's a bird hiding in the snow. That was just a warm-up. What about this one? It's right there, a beautiful green parrot hiding in the jungle. Do you think you can play detective again and find the hidden creature in this one? It's a cute little pika. It lives in the mountains of Asia and North America. This one just looks like a sea of green to me. Maybe you can figure it out. Voila! There's a crocodile successfully blending with all the greenery. Okay, the next one is definitely some empty landscape. Or is it? It's a cheetah, and it could be gone in a second. It's the fastest land animal in the world after all. It's getting trickier and trickier. Is someone hiding here as well? Did you find this little nighthawk? This bird is known for its bat-like flying technique. Alright, who's next? It's a bunch of toads camouflaged in bright fall leaves. Time for a coffee break. Would you like a cup? You can have it as long as you don't mind the cute ladybugs hiding in between these coffee beans. Next, please, do you see anybody here? Careful, a leopard is too close. It's the most secretive of the big cats, so you never know what's on its mind. Another tricky one for you. Perhaps squinting can help. Yay! Found it! It's a ground squirrel sitting on the rocks. Ready for the next one? I'd give it a close look. It's a whole family of monkeys keeping each other warm in the winter. Look at these beautiful butterflies. Can you name all of their colors? It's simple. They're all exactly the same shade of beige. The bright multicolored stripes make your brain believe the butterflies are all different. Here's another colorful optical illusion. Stare at the white dot in the middle of this color palette. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now keep staring at the white dot. Do you see faded colors around it? And now, take your eyes off the dot. The stripes are actually white and gray. Your brain and eyes are playing a trick on you here. Here's a fun one for you. Stare at the bird while I'm counting to 1. The second I say 1, quickly move your eyes to the ceiling and blink several times. You won't believe what you see. Let's try it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now blink. Do you see the same bird, or is it of a different color? Either way, it has to be there. How many animals do you see here? And the correct answer is 1. Just kidding, that would be too easy. If you look closely, you'll see a dog, a snake, an elephant, a chameleon, an otter, and a seagull here. So there are 6 of them, not just 1. Moving on. Give this optical illusion a close look. What do you see? If it looks like a lake and a mountain landscape to you, you're a realistic person who likes setting goals and reaching them step by step. If you saw the double meaning here and knew it was the head of a dog, you're really creative and often choose your fantasy world over the real one. How about this one? If you see two cats in love in this one, you're a sentimental and romantic person who always sees the good in others. You make new friends easily. If you see the upside-down wild cat, you're an ambitious person and a natural leader. You have the energy and drive that makes others listen to you and trust in you. What catches your eye here? If you saw the elephants first, you must be a logical person who seeks a reasonable explanation for everything. You like to follow a plan and don't like surprises. If it's swans to you, you must be more spontaneous and adventurous. You enjoy trying new things and taking risks, big and small. This one seems pretty obvious, but it's just an illusion, remember? If you see one tiger head in this one, looks like you're a super friendly and easygoing person. You feel more comfortable in the company of others than alone. If you instantly saw 3 tigers here, you feel good surrounded by others, but are most productive by yourself. You never feel bored when you stay alone, as you always have various scenarios playing in your head.
The woods are hiding many secrets. You have 5 seconds to find a frog here. That was easy. Here it is. A lion is running free and wild somewhere here. Can you spot it? Yay! I knew it was there. Most people can't find an eagle in this image. Let's see if you're one of them. You shouldn't have looked for it in the sky. It's right here on the rocks. Things are getting complicated. There must be a crab here, but I don't see it. Oh, there it is, hiding in the sand. Chameleons are pros at adjusting to their surroundings, so this one will be tricky. Good job, you got it. Here's a new task for you. There are animals hiding behind all those symbols. Can you name them all? I can hear this lion roar. How about this one? Yep, it's a rabbit. Moving on to the next level. What a cute hippo! This one looks vaguely familiar. Ah, it's a gorilla. How about this one? I knew it, it's a squirrel. Time for the king of them all. Hope you can figure it out. It's a panda. The secret here is to zoom the image out or shake your head, then things become more obvious. Ready to play detective again? A rich gentleman is looking for his lost horse. Can you help him out? Wow, I wonder how it got there. There's a rare kind of butterfly in the botanical garden. Will you be the first to find it? Now you can tell everyone you've seen a natural miracle. A little bird fell out of the nest. Please help find it as fast as you can. Good job, you just saved the bird. A panda decided to pretend it's a penguin. It's doing fine, but let's see if you can do even better and find it. There it is! You must have a really sharp eye. Watch out, there's a snake hiding somewhere around. It feels better when you can keep an eye on it, doesn't it? A family of bears is looking for its son. It ran in this direction. Do you see it anywhere? I'd ask how it got there, but I don't speak bear. Let's see how many animals you can recognize by their shadows. Here's the first one. That's right, it's a hippo. What about this one? I think you knew it was a panda, didn't you? The next one is a bit tricky. It's a gorilla, I knew it. I think I've seen this guy somewhere. You can't confuse their laughter for someone else's. It's a hyena. Here's one more shadow for you. Yep, it's the king of the jungle himself. Moving on, your new task is to recognize an animal by a zoomed-in picture on it. This cute little ear definitely belongs to a… fox. Got it! This eye is staring deep into your soul. Can you recognize its owner? It's a frog. I want to pet this nose, but I hope it's not some dangerous animal. Yay! It's a seal. This one looks fluffy. Can you guess what it is? It's a little sheep. That's an interesting pattern. I think I know the owner. It's a butterfly. Did you guess that? I'm getting hungry. I think I'll have one of those bananas. Ouch! They say there's a snake in the box. Do you see it? Thanks for finding it. Now I can enjoy my snack. A panda got into a raccoon camp to find out all of their secrets. Help the raccoons keep them. Yep, the panda is right there. Someone said there's a wolf that got too close to unknowing sheep. Only you can save them. Thank you on behalf of all the sheep in the world. Uh-oh, that wolf must have relocated to the monkeys. It doesn't belong here either. Got it. Hope it won't misbehave again. A super smart parrot escaped from its house to see the world. It might need some help though. There it is. Some animals have unexpected little secrets. Looks like the lynx family has gone shopping and came back with an electric iron. Can you locate it and take it back to the store? Sorry guys, you don't have any clothes to iron anyway. The tiger decided it needs some pillows to make sleeping more comfortable. But you need them more, so claim them back. Yay! Now you can sleep safe and sound again. The monkeys wanted to work out but never figured out how to use the weights. Bring them back to the gym. Here they are. This cat definitely doesn't need a spinner, but you could use it to relieve some tension. Find it in 5 seconds. Fantastic! I knew it would be in the grass. The next images aren't as plain as they might seem. Your task is to find all the hidden meanings. I can clearly see a camel here, and that's it. Let's see if you've got a sharper eye. When you look closely at it and change the angle, you can also find a wise man in this camel picture. How about this one? Is it just a bear to you? Looks like it's hiding the same secret as the previous page. It's the portrait of a man. What a cute penguin! I wonder if it has a second personality. Flip it upside down, and it turns into a giraffe. Same logic here, but this time, try not to flip it over and guess the second hidden animal anyway. This swan doubles as an elephant. Proves you can be anything you want to be. What about this lamb? Again, look closer, and I'm sure you can find some features of a different animal in it. It's a cute little seal right out of the water. What you see first in the images can tell a lot about your personality. Don't overthink it, just go with your first impression. If it's two seahorses to you, you're a fun and playful person who can always make others smile. You're an optimist and always see the good in every situation. It helps you overcome any difficulties easily. If it's a butterfly to you, you're an artistic soul. You prefer observing things to jumping into action. You get inspired listening to others and their stories and feel the best among nature. You need to express yourself through art to speak up. What do you see in this image? If you saw two monkeys first, you have a really agreeable personality. You try to avoid conflict by all means, and you'd rather agree with the other side than prove you're right no matter what. If you saw a goat in this image, you're a really stubborn person. When you feel you're the right one, no one can convince you otherwise. You like to give people advice and tell them they should have listened to you afterward. Try getting a bit softer for a change, and you might like it. How about this one? If it looks like an owl to you, the stage is your natural habitat. You probably sing, dance, act, or just tell funny stories everyone enjoys. When you're in a big group of people, you get bored and upset if you can't have everyone's attention. If you clearly see two pigs here, you prefer to stay out of the spotlight. You're creative too, but in your own quiet way. You don't like to share too much personal information with others. You always gladly help people who want to be in the spotlight, but do it backstage. What does this image look like to you? If it's clearly two elephants, you're loving and caring and always putting others first. When you feel like your close friend or family member is sad, you'll never calm down until you can make them feel better. You're a great listener and respect the secrets of others. If it's a snake to you, you're wise beyond your years. You don't let people close to you until you've known them for a while. You'll always listen and support them, but will rarely share something personal with anyone. You also give good advice. Here's another one for you. Those who saw a llama here first, you're always having second thoughts about taking some important action. You live through many possible scenarios in your head and regret many things in life. Hey, try taking it easier. Those who saw two squirrels first, you're moving through life fast and seize the moment. You never overthink anything, and you know failures make the best and funniest stories sometimes.
Get ready for a new set of absolutely amazing optical illusions. Concentrate hard and don't let them trick you. Number 1. Look at these circles attentively, and you'll notice they're rotating. But that's just an illusion. The circles are completely still. Number 2. Which is bigger, the hat's height or its width? They're absolutely the same. Your eyes are playing tricks on you. Number 3. Which tower is leaning more? Ha! Look at that, they're the same. Even though one tower seems to be lopsided when placed next to a copy of itself, this is called the leaning tower illusion. Number 4. How many colors do you see in this image? However many you might see, in reality, there are only 3. Number 5. The patterns in this picture seem to be moving. But once you focus on one of the ovals, the whole image becomes still. Number 6. What do you see in this picture? A moving star? Well, the star part is correct, but in reality, it's a static image. Once again, if you concentrate on any of its parts, the picture will stop moving. Number 7. It seems as if there are 3 cylinders in this image, and they're all rotating. But you know what to do. Stare at the center of the picture and all the movement will stop. Number 8. Which pencil is longer? They are of the same length. Number 9. Can you find 3 animals in this picture? Three bunnies are hiding in the tree branches. Number 10. Look at this rotating thingy. There's no doubt it's a 3D image, but in reality, it's just a set of rotating figures that creates such a 3-dimensional effect. Number 11. Look at the screen and move your head forward and backward while focusing on the center of the image. When you come closer, the lines will seem to rotate counterclockwise. As soon as you start to move away from the image, the lines will rotate clockwise. Number 12. There is something hidden in this grid. Can you figure out what it is? If you can't spot it, try to shake your head, move further from the screen, or screw up your eyes. And just in case it hasn't helped either, let me make the grid less bright. Here we go. A lovely kitty. Number 14. Can you figure out which word is hidden here? That's bedside. Number 15. Look at this image and say which string is tied to the banana. I was almost sure it was string number 2, but in fact, that's the third one. Number 16. Which word is brighter? If you remove the grid, it'll become obvious that both words are of the same color. Number 17. Each horizontal band seems to be lighter in the middle and darker near the boundaries. But in reality, all of them are of a uniform shade. Number 18. Which line is longer, A or B? They're both of the same length. This illusion is created because your mind perceives this image in 3D space. That's why your brain tells you that the line which is closer to you must be shorter than the more distant one. Number 19. Are the woman's eyes of the same color? In fact, they are. You can make sure of it by comparing the color of her eyes and the hair accessory. Number 20. At first sight, it's just a red fan rotating over a bright green background. But try to concentrate on the black dot in the middle. You'll notice that the green under the fan is brighter than that of the surrounding ring. And the fan blades are actually redder than the central disc. Number 21. These two discs are pulsating, changing between dark and light. But are they doing it at the same time? Keep watching, and you'll see that it depends on the background. When it's light, the discs pulsate in sync. But when one part of the background is light and the other is dark, the discs seem to pulse not simultaneously. Number 22. Which word is hidden in this image? That's the word quality. Number 23. Which creature has a longer mouth, yellow or green? Their mouths are of the same length. Number 24. How about this picture? Which word does it hide? High five if you spotted the word quite. Number 25. That's how a set of simple straight lines can trick your brain. The square made up of vertical lines looks wider and shorter than the one formed of horizontal lines. Number 26. Look at this pyramid made of elongated diamonds. Are these diamonds darker at the top or at the bottom of the pyramid? All diamonds are identical, even though it surely doesn't look like that. But once we start moving around them, this way, and comparing them with one another, it becomes obvious. Number 27. Find 3 animals hidden in this image. Right you are. There are 3 foxes over there in the tree. Number 28. Look at the wheel moving behind the red picket fence. Its spokes seem to be bent at the bottom. There's nothing wrong with the wheel, and the spokes are perfectly straight. Want to make sure? Look, the fence is becoming transparent. Here you go. Number 29. Now, this wheel seems to be rotating clockwise, and the spokes are moving counterclockwise. But if you look at one of the spokes attentively, you'll notice it's actually staying in one place. Or rather, it makes a tiny shift forward and then returns to its place. Number 30. Which word is hidden in this image? It's feather. Number 31. What do you see in this picture? There's no definite answer here. Some people notice footprints, others 5 bowling pins. Number 32. How about this picture? Are those 3 pairs of alternating grooves and ridges? Or maybe you see 3 shiny oval tubes. The main trick is that the right side of the image looks like a folded surface and the left resembles the tubes. Number 33. Which word do you see here? It's the word change. Number 34. Look at the blue lines. They seem to be moving in pairs. And how about now? They suddenly form an outline of a diamond. Number 35. These wooden railroad tracks seem to be different in size. The lower one looks larger than the one at the top, but if we switch them, it becomes obvious that they're identical in size. Number 36. Do these horizontal lines seem parallel to you? And what if I tell you they are, and what you see is just an illusion? Number 37. Try to figure out which line is longer here. If your answer is, "Come on, I know they're of the same length," you're absolutely right. Number 38. Can you see anything unusual in this picture? There's a Dalmatian hiding here. Number 39. There seems to be a bulge in the middle of this checkerboard. But in reality, this checkerboard is regular, and each of its checks is perfectly square. You'll see it once we remove the tiny black and white ticks. Number 40. The blue horizontal stripes in this picture can't be parallel, right? But if we remove all the additional elements, it'll become apparent that the lines are not oblique.